Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time for us to have a long overdue discussion regarding the state of one game's community on YouTube. And that game is, of course, going to be the one that you're seeing referenced over here, Zenless Zone Zero. Because I think we need to start talking about a phenomenon that you're only gonna see in, like, the content-rich parts of the space that is, unfortunately, dragging down every single discussion that you could possibly have about this game. And that is the over-toxic positivity of this community, or the overly toxic positive nature of this community, and the fact that you will get brigaded in your comment section for making your critique about the game that's well-reasoned, well thought out, and completely validated with evidence, and you'll have people backseating your gameplay, telling you that you're wrong, and saying that there's something wrong with you when they don't even know how to play the game themselves. To just start talking about what I think my overall theory on the issue is, what I'm going to present to you over here is what I call the flywheel of death in gacha games, and it's currently something that ZZZ is experiencing right now in this moment in time. So, what you're seeing over here is just a diagram that I built up in MS Paint. Let me walk you through everything that you're seeing over here. So, this flywheel, right, is going to start at the top. And that's kind of like how ZZZ released, right? It was, to a degree, a pretty bad game. Had a lot of issues, TVs, so on and so forth. And the thing is, what that led to was nobody playing it. And because nobody plays it, right, Hoyoverse now has to pay CCs via their program to even get any content of the game on YouTube, because nobody watches it on YouTube, nobody watches it on Twitch, and so you gotta pay people to make content about it so that there's something for people to watch, build up that audience base, right? But because the devs are paying all these CCs, and they're under the beck and call of the company to never critique the game, never say anything negative, and only say that what's in ZZZ is good, that means you never get any critiques. You never get the community talking about the actual issues, the actual problems. Everyone's gonna sweep everything under the rug. And when no critiques happen, nobody says there's changes that need to happen, no feedback is given, the game stays bad. And it just keeps going from one spot to the next spot to the next spot in a vicious cycle. The flywheel of death in a gacha game. I have the biggest example for you of what the end result of this is. An overwhelming amount of toxic positivity. And this is the example. Let me provide some context. So, Zenless Zone Zero, in their infinite wisdom, decided to add a boss, a Miasma boss called Jane, to the Shiyu defense. And the thing that this boss does is that it turns your clear time for an S grade. Think that's like a 3 Dorito clear in Wuwa, or, you know, it's a 0 cycle, it's not a 0 cycle, but it's within 10 cycles in HSR, or, you know, you're getting 3 stars in the Abyss. What this boss does is it effectively reduces the amount of time you can take for an S grade by 10 seconds, strictly because of the Miasma mechanic. And it's also a tanky fucking boss with a lot of evasive maneuvers, and at the end of the day, requires damage levels so absurdly high that the best way to do it is to just pull the newest limited character. And if you want to see firsthand what the experience looks like in-game, just take a look at my live reaction of this. You see the boss is over here, right? I know it's somewhat hidden by the camera, but we're at about 14 seconds left until an S rank clear. And we should be able to do it. Let's just take a look at the gameplay real fast. Right? You see we're at like 7:43. Our goal is to get this done by 7:30. It's almost dead.
The builds that you just saw.
And when we're literally 7 seconds away with a millimeter, or really, at least an inch or two of HP left on the bar over here, the boss gains a second miasmic shield.
And it has a second miasma shield.
If you don't know how this game works, miasma shields are essentially shields that grant an exceptional amount of damage reduction to the enemy, and they take very little damage from most abilities. Miasmic shields essentially just delay your clear, don't allow you to deal damage to the boss, and reward you for getting through the bar with a little burst of damage at the end. Do you want to see how long it takes me, because of this miasma shield, to get through the rest of the boss's HP? You see over here, 2 minutes 25? This is me just crashing out a little bit, right?
Do to deserve a second miasma shield, brother?
Look how long the time is going.
This is what your clears look like.
Look how long it's taking me to get through this HP.
Why do I have a second one?
This is the mechanic that ZZZ players have been shilling since version 2.0. They've been shilling it, saying it's just a skill mechanic. Oh, it rewards skillful players. No, it just punishes those that don't have the newest unit, that don't have the signature weapons, that haven't paid money on the game, because they just get fucked over with another one right before they're about to get an S rank. By the time the shield is gone, I've extended my clear time by another 30 seconds. And I am at 3 minutes when I'm supposed to get 2 minutes and 30 seconds for an S rank clear. I go 30 seconds over because of this bullshit mechanic. And look at that, it's dead. At 3 minutes on the dot. Artificially delayed my clear by about 30 seconds just because of how the miasma mechanic works. And you want to know the best thing about this? There are a lot of ZZZ players that are actually agreeing, that have recognized that the power creep here is absolutely insane, that the need for new characters to clear is really, really, really relevant and really top of mind for a lot of people. But you want to know the worst part about this? Is that you will have those same mindless drones that are being curated by these CCs that are participating in this flywheel of death for a gacha game. And they will invade my comment section. They will invade my videos trying to tell you that there's something wrong with the gameplay that I'm doing, that there's something wrong with me as a person because I'm not clearing. It's not the devs' fault for putting in these bullshit mechanics and then making the mechanics disappear because you pulled the newest character. It's my fault. And so what I did, or what I wanted to do, was actually look into one of the most schizophrenic, ridiculous, backseaty breakdowns I've ever seen for the game before, and show you what is getting upvoted, what is in the first half of my comment section when it comes to this community. Somebody went through my gameplay and my clears and specifically outlined all the places where I fucked up and why my clear time should have been 3 minutes. Are you guys ready for this? Let's take a look at my favorite item. Doesn't wait for Jane to finish her invulnerability phase and spams every ult immediately. 441. Let's look at that timestamp, boys.
Whoopsies.
So I throw an ultimate, right?
Hopefully she'll be hittable.
Hopefully she'll be hittable. And the sign that you have hit the boss is that their HP or their miasma shield will go down. I just launched a ball into the air with Lucy. Let's see what happens. Oh, did you guys see that? Let's play it in slow motion real fast, because I think we'll need slow motion for the ZZZ players that I know will be watching this, because 38 of them upvoted that comment.
Just gotta wait a that. There we go. Oh, whoopsies.
I thought I made a mistake over here, right?
Hopefully she'll be hittable.
Let's see. Oh, it hit her. Oh, it hit her because her shield went down.
Okay, she was. Nice.
These guys know so little about their own game. These guys have this little ability to even look at health bars or attacks or moves or special effects on the screen to clearly see that I hit the boss. And they're just writing in my comment section that I missed my attacks, that I wasted all of them in her invulnerability phase, when the only thing I did was actually play giga optimally.
Whoopsies.
And I start my attack during her invulnerability phase, and it immediately lands and hits her the second that she's hittable. This is an optimized way to play the game. I am minimizing downtime, casting abilities while she's vulnerable, and then they're landing and hitting her when she isn't.
Hopefully she'll be hittable.
You literally could not time that better. But ZZZ players are so stupid and so tribalistic and so overly toxic positive that they'll tell you that I messed up. All because they want to say that Miasma isn't actually a problem. That Miasma's actually okay. That the game isn't turning into a pay-to-win disaster. They are defending the game so much. They are this adverse to critiques that would actually fix the game and make it better, that they're just gonna lie about what's on the screen. Or they're gonna express how stupid they are and how little they understand about the game with utmost confidence. The next commentary is, wasted Miyabi's ult and enhanced basic attack.
The only option.
So we're chaining together our 3 ultimates right now.
I am wasting my Miyabi's attacks to break down the Miasma shield that these devs have decided to put into the game. And it is common knowledge in the player base that ultimates are one of the fastest ways to break down a Miasma shield. And what these players are instead suggesting I do is hold on to an ultimate when you have a cap of 3,000. And so by holding on to an ultimate and not using it to break the shield, I am delaying my next one. And with how much HP this boss has, you will have a second ultimate in this fight. And the sooner you're able to use it, right, the more damage that you're able to deal. And so they're going ahead, trying to pinpoint, find any source of weakness, any sort of validation, any problem with the gameplay, and they're grasping for straws here. They're trying to tell me that I'm playing the game wrong. They're trying to tell the audience that I'm playing the game wrong. When it's literally the game's problem that these clears aren't fucking happening. It's fucking insane what is wrong with this community. And the best part about all of it is that even the greater community is agreeing with me. They agree that there's been something going on with the Miasma Jane boss. And in this situation, you even have a 1.4K upvoted post talking about how fucked up the boss is, specifically for units like Miyabi and Bernice, where they got stealth nerfed with anomaly debuffs. That Yasuha's kit happens to perfectly counteract and make them function as normal. But Hoyo didn't say this, right? In the boss description. It's not in the stage effects. It's a hidden debuff that nerfs every anomaly team, but then Yasuha buffs them back to regular levels. But I'm still gonna have people in my comment section telling you that it's my fault. It's my gameplay that's causing the issues. Certainly not anything the devs are doing, but that's just on YouTube. But on Reddit, where you don't have shill CCs paid off by the company controlling the narrative of the game, why do you think people are only talking about the issues here with the end game? Huh, it's funny how it works. It's funny how damaging this dynamic is. But then nobody wants to recognize that it's happening. Now let's get into the last one. Stun window wasted with Bernice.
We got some good burning, right?
Jane has one of the shortest stun windows in the game. It's quite literally close to less than half the duration, almost a quarter of the duration of other bosses in the game.
You would assume that the clear is going pretty decent right now.
And they're saying that because I decided to use a chain attack with one of my units, that's the reason why I got a 3-minute clear. They're saying that because I did these 4 things, one of which was optimal, the other, which doesn't matter because of which only matters in speed runs, which isn't gonna happen because I don't have the newest limited character in that run. And then they're saying, oh, you wasted 0.5 seconds on this 2-second stun window. And you want to know what the first one is? This is probably the worst offender of them all. They said my first enhanced basic attack on my Miyabi is unbuffed.
Alright, we get off our first charge attack, right?
The way that I buff this enhanced basic attack is by using a skill on Piper. Or sorry, using a skill on Lucy. And you'll see by the time I'm charging up my first enhanced basic on Miyabi, she literally doesn't even have the energy to cast a still. She literally does not even have the energy to cast a skill, because I used it at the start of the fight. And so they're out here saying that, yes, this one basic attack, or this one enhanced basic, not being buffed. They're trying to find some sort of link. They're pointing out all these massive flaws in the gameplay. Is having giga cracked builds on my units. I have a top 1%, top 3.5% build on my Miyabi. I'm running a crazy good Bernice. The team should be clearing. Me messing up these 4 things with a top 3.5% character is the reason why I'm getting a 3-minute clear. That's the argument that these idiots, that's the argument that this community is trying to drive. They're trying to tell me that these are all issues when this is the Miyabi that I'm using in the content. Guys, if you're watching this video, the overwhelming chances are your Miyabi is worse than mine. It's a statistical fact. Your Miyabi is worse than mine. And there's not enough egregious errors in my gameplay to warrant the absolute disgusting results that I got. And the fact of the matter is, when I just go ahead and I switch the unit out, I use this Yazuha, the newest character, instead of Lucy. You wanna know what my clear time is? It just drops down by a casual minute. It just drops down by a casual fucking minute. I don't change anything about my gameplay. I actually play significantly worse on this run. I just put in Yazuha. And the clear is easy as day. It's easy as day. Because I have the damage to push through the Miasma. And I kill her before the second shield pops. And we did this run with this Lucy team, where she's being used instead of Yazuha. We do this run at least 3 to 4 times, and we get the same result every time. And the reason why this has so many upvotes, and so many actual ZZZ players saying that there's an issue, is because I'm right. It's because I'm true. It's because what I'm saying is correct and actually affects a large majority of players. But because of this retarded flywheel of death that ZZZ is on right now, where CCs are literally financially obligated not to talk about what's wrong in the game, where CCs are financially motivated to lie about the state of the game and say that Miasma isn't an issue because they don't want early access to characters removed. They want to still be able to make day 1 guides. They don't want their YouTube channel to die. Hoyo is using the financial pressure of their ZZZ program. Allegedly. I'm assuming that's what's going on because that's what the contracts have said before. Right? That the real contracts have said about the ZZZ program before. People are just lying about the state of the game. And because of that, anytime somebody tries to make it better, point out what is fucking wrong with it, this trained community by these shill CCs that are financially, through financial reasons, lying about the game and not pointing out its issues, their community is sicking themselves, or maybe they're getting sicked, on anybody that makes a critique about the game. And so this is my challenge, right? No one's going to accept it to any ZZZCC that's sponsored by Hoyoverse. Oh wait, those are the only CCs for ZZZ except for me. Make a critique video about the game. Point out what's wrong with it. Talk about why Miasma is an issue. Talk about how the skip button in ZZZ is functionally useless and doesn't work in any situation where you want it to. Talk about the design of its weapons, its signature W engines, and how they're overly specific. Talk about the 75-25 and how it's fucking dog shit in a game like ZZZ, where there's not enough content that you can actually use your characters in to warrant there not being 100% on the weapon banner. Talk about the issues. Talk about the problems. Stop lying to your fucking communities so I don't have to deal with these retarded children in my comment section. Going ahead, trying to dunk on me with literal misinformation because they don't even know what's going on in the game that they're playing. And stop peddling this idea that when the devs are actively fucking up the game, that nothing is wrong. This is, without a doubt, where's this retarded piece of... This boss over here is, without a doubt, the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in this game. The most pay-to-win, shilled, overwhelmingly fucking not balanced character that is just begging you to pull the newest one. It's unreal, the state of this community, and it's unreal, the state of this game. It's progressively getting worse. And nobody is willing to talk about it because you're either paid to play it or you don't play it. And the community is literally getting cooked alive. My hopes for this game, they're dwindling update by update because nobody can find the fucking balls to actually critique this game. And it's unfortunate. Let me know what you all think. Peace.